Good day, my wonderful children. How are you doing? I'm happy to have you online. This time around, we'll be looking at the subject basic science, and the topic is flower parts and function, seed formation. At the end of the lesson, each of the pupils should be able to define reproduction, mention the two types of reproduction in plants, define fertilization, mention the parts of flower for asexual reproduction, draw and label a flower. Before we continue, let's do a recap of what we learned in the last class. Now, last class, we learned that harmful foods are infected foods which can make us sick or cause disease into the body if they are consumed. And we looked at examples of harmful food as contaminated or spoiled food, undone or uncooked food, food exposed to flies, and so on and so forth. The effects of harmful foods, that it can break down the body system, make one to be unhealthy, and destroy energy. Now, today's topic is going to be interesting. Firstly, let's look at what reproduction is. Reproduction is the process of bringing young ones alive. In one of our topics in basic science last time, we talked about characteristics of living thing, that a thing can be classified as a living thing if it can exhibit the characteristics of living thing. And what are the characteristics? The characteristics are coined into what is called Mesoninja. M for movement, R for respiration, N for nutrition, I for reachability, G for growth, E for excretion, and R for respiration. And we said if a thing can exhibit this characteristic, then that thing is known as what? A living thing. A living thing. Plant is a living thing because it can move. Plants can swab from one place to another, moving its branches without being pushed. It can reproduce, and that's what we are looking at this afternoon. Reproduction is the process of bringing young ones alive. I've told you that a man will mate with a woman, and the woman's tummy will shoot out, meaning the woman is pregnant. And after 9 months, the woman will go to bed, and everyone will come around to congratulate the woman. You know? And also in plants, it can also reproduce. You will discover that you go to the market to buy oranges, and after drinking your oranges, you still go to the market the following day or the next time. The next time you go to the market, you will still see oranges. Why? Because it is reproducing itself. It is reproducing itself. You eat your vegetable, the next day you go to the market, you will still see vegetable. Why? Because it is reproducing itself. Someone gave birth to me, put me to bed, and I put my children to bed, and they also put their own children to bed. That is reproduction. Reproduction. Animals can reproduce sexually, and man is under the classification of animal. Man is classified as animal, though higher animal, but it is classified as animal. So animals reproduce sexually, mating. A male and a man and a woman mating, reproduce sexually, but plants can reproduce in 2 ways: asexually and sexually. Asexually and sexually, plants reproduce either asexually without seed formation or sexually with seed formation. Now let's look at what asexually reproduction means. The parts of plants involved in asexual reproduction are leaves, roots, and stem. These are the parts of a plant. We have leaves. You can reproduce Some plants, by planting one of their branches, their leaves. An example is your bitter leaf. An example is bitter leaf. When you cut the branch, a branch of a bitter leaf tree, you dig the ground and you put it, it will reproduce another bitter leaf tree. Another bitter leaf plant will come forth. Another one will come forth, and that's reproduction. Another way you can plant another animal, another plant that you can take another plant is by cutting the root. A good example is tuber crops. Tuber crops like yam. You cut the root, you dig the ground, you put it, it will grow. It will grow, bringing forth another tuber of yam. Another tuber of yam. You can also reproduce a plant by cutting the stem. You can also reproduce a plant by cutting the stem, planting the stem. The stem is in between the branches and the root. You just cut it and you dig the ground, you put it, or you make ridges. You make ridges, you put it, it will reproduce itself. Another example of that is cassava plants. Cassava plants. And this is known as vegetative paths. The reproduction of plants, either by the leaves, by the root, by the stem, is known as vegetative paths. Now let's look at the sexual reproduction of plants. Parts of plants involved in sexual reproduction is a flower. Flower is the organ of plant that helps in sexual reproduction. Yeah, I've told you that when you plant a seed of maize or beans, after a few days, it will begin to grow leaf. Flower will start growing. Flower will start growing from it, and you can easily uproot the flower because the root is simple. The root is the one that has gone deep inside the ground. But for the case of a newly planted seed, the root is still simple because it has not gone deep inside the ground or the soil. So when you plant your bean seed, it will start growing. It will start growing with a flower. A flower will start growing. Now, the flower can comprise of 4 parts. And if it comprises of 4 parts, it means it is a complete flower. And if it does not have 4 parts, then it means it is an incomplete flower. Parts. A flower is said to be complete. I've just said that if it has 4 parts, which are petals, sepals, stamen, carpel, or you call it pistil, it is incomplete if any of the following parts listed is missing. If any part of it is missing, then it is an incomplete flower. Now let's look at these parts and how they come up. The first one is the sepals. The sepals. The sepals. Can you see the sepals on the screen? The green part is the sepals. As the flower is growing from the ground, it will close up at the edge or at the top. At the top of the flower will close up. It will grow straight, and the top of the flower will close up. The top of the flower will close up, and we have the combination of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, known as calyx. The combination of the sepals is known as calyx. It protects the flower when it's still young. Before it opens, I've told you that it will close up and will grow straight to the top. Now, the sepals will close, protecting the flower. If it has 3 parts, then it is monocot. And if it has more than 3 parts, it is known as dicot. This one is more than 3, so this is a dicot flower. The next one that will grow is the petals. The petals is the colored part of the flower. it will grow on top of the sepals. It will grow on top of the sepals, and the petals contain nectar. There's nectar between the petal and the sepal. The nectar is the sugary liquid. The sugary liquid that pollinators, bees, always look out for to produce the honey. I'm sure you must have once licked honey, and it is sweet. It gets its sugary liquid from nectar. The nectar it comes out with the petals. It comes out with the petals. It's in between the sepal and the petals. It attracts insects because of the sweet smell. It attracts insects, and that's one of the agents of pollinator. That's one of the agents of pollinator. The next one that will grow after the petals, is the stamel. The stamel is the main part of the flower, which has an anther and a filament. The anther contains polygrain. Which is the male part. The anther contains polygrain, which is the male part. The stamel consists of anther. Can you see the anther? And the filament. The filament is the long rope that holds the anther. So when insects should stay on it, it will not cut off. It's just the long rope holding the anther to the flower. Can you see anthers around? Can you see anthers? It has 6 anthers with the flower. This flower has 6 stamen. This flower has 6 stamen. And we have the filament holding the anther to the flower. The filament holds the anther in position. And the polygrain is the male gamete. The male cell. Insects or pollinators will come to the petals. For what? For the sugary liquid, which is the nectar. Good. For the sugary liquid, which is the nectar, and would take it in the process of getting the sweet liquid. In the process of getting the sugary liquid from nectar, the flower will be jumping, exciting, moving from one part of the petal to another. And you know it has many petals. Polygrain on the anther will touch its body. And in the process of jumping from one petal, to the next, I have told you that combination of petals is known as corona. The combination of petals and the combination of sepals. The combination of sepals is known as calyx. Okay, but one like this is a sepal. The next one is a sepal. This is a petal, another petal. Combination of petal is corona. Then we have the filaments. The filament is holding the polygrain, the male gamete. The male gamete is holding it, and the insects will, through excitement, touch the polygrain on the anther and will take it now to the next part, which is the pistil or carpel, which is the female part of the flower. The stigma, and you see the stigma is like an opening. The stigma receives the polygrain from anther. You know where the anther is? Yes, the anther is on the stamel of the male gamete, which the filament is holding. Now, the polygrain from the anther will fall on the stigma. Then we have his own long rope, like that of filament. in the stamen. But in pistil, you have it as style. It will flow down the style to the ovary. It will flow down from the style, from the opening of the stigma, it will flow down this pipe, which is the thigh, to the ovary. The ovary contains ovule, which is the egg for the female. Now, the polygrain is the male cell. It will jump on the ovule and it will produce seed. It will produce seed, which is the fruit. Remember when you take your maize, your corn, when you open it to peel it, you will see that there are many seeds inside that of maize. Inside that maize, you have many seeds. Now, the seeds that are inside that maize that I have just opened is the ovule. Why the opening that are trying to unravel it is the ovary that has kept the seeds. So seeds are produced in the ovule, and we have the fruit produced in the ovary. The ovary, and that is what is known as fertilization. That is what is known as fertilization. Fertilization is the process of fusion mating of male gametes and female gametes to form a zygote. A zygote is a small, we call it embryo in animals. A zygote, a species, a specimen, a species to form a zygote. Can you see this flower? You have the sepals coming forth. You have the sepal first, which the combination is known as calyx. Then you have the sepals. You have the sepals coming forth, the petals coming forth, which combination is known as calyx. You have the petals, which is the inviting part of the plant, the colored part of the plant, the where nectars are, which is the sugary liquid for honey to produce is, for honey bee to produce its honey. And that's how we produce seed. Seeds are produced in the ovule, are developed in the ovule. And how does it come forth? How does it come forth? We have polygrain from the anther. Polygrain from the anther. I have once told you that a plant can, a flower can have the male gametes and the female gametes. And that is known as a complete flower. If it is having only the female gametes, that insect will have to go and bring polygrain from another flower, which is having only anther, to the stigma. Then it is an incomplete flower. But if it is having its complete parts, as the sepal, the petals, the stamen, the pistil, then these four parts, then it is a complete flower. But if it is having only petals, sepals, pistil, is not having stamen, then it is an incomplete flower. Or it is having sepals, petals, and stamen, then it is an incomplete flower. Can we do a recap of what we have learned? Is it interesting? Yes. Reproduction is the process of bringing young ones alive and life. Is the process of bringing young ones alive, and plants can reproduce either asexually or sexually, but in animals, it can only reproduce sexually. What did I say? In animals, it can only reproduce sexually, but in plants, it can reproduce in how many ways? Good, asexually and sexually. If it can reproduce asexually, then it is known as vegetative form. It is known as vegetative parts. If it can reproduce sexually, it makes use of pollination process. It makes use of pollination process, which the pollinator will carry the polygrain from the stamen, that is the anther, to the stigma, and it will flow down. It will flow down the style, down to the ovary, where you have the ovule, and the ovule will release its own female gametes in order to mix with the male gametes, and it will produce seed. It will produce seed. I want to believe that the lesson has been interesting, and you have got the key points. The key points or the key parts are, the firstly, it will produce, as the seed is growing from the ground, it will produce flower, which is having a sepals. From the sepals to the petals, and the petals will produce having the stamen, which comprises of the anther and the filament, and also the pistil, which comprises of stigma, style, ovary, and ovule. Inside the ovary, we have come to the end of the class. Make sure you copy your notes, read your books, and make sure you do your assignments. God bless you. Always observe your health tips, your hygiene. Make sure you wash your hands regularly. If you have any cause to leave your house, make sure you put on your face mask. God bless you. Bye.